Eric here for Scooby Doo Files 1969. Case File 69002, Hassel in the Castle. The Phantom. Freddy sure picked a creepy day to go boating, and soon Mystery Inc. runs aground on a deserted island. The island is home to an old pirate castle with a sign that reads, "Danger, leave Haunted Isle." The gang ignores the warning, and soon they're caught up in a mystery filled with free floating food, pinchy crabs, flying carpet, and this bed-sheeted phantom. Hassel in the castle. While the Mystery Inc. gang are boating, the weather turns gloomy, and they wind up ashore on Haunted Isle. The island is the location of Vasquez Castle, an evil pirate who sailed the seas in the year 1612. Scooby finds a map that has a message on it. "Danger, leave Haunted Isle." So the gang go to the castle to search for clues. Once inside, Velma starts talking about trap doors, and Daphne says, "Oh, Velma, that only happens in the movie." Danger-prone Daphne falls through a trap door, and a hand tries to grab her, but misses. Shaggy and Scooby continue to search for Daphne with Fred and Velma. They come across a talking skull that scares them. Shaggy is so scared he wishes for a ham sandwich to calm his nerves, and a sandwich appears. He says, "I'm glad this is my imagination, or I'd be scared." Then he says, "Well, don't you know it needs mustard?" And that appears. Then Shaggy says, "Can like my imagination cut it in two?" And a statue of armor with an axe falls and cuts the sandwich into two. Shaggy gets scared and runs out of the room and comes back for the sandwich. Daphne hears someone running her way. She picks up a vase and waits. As their running gets closer, she hits them on top of the head with it. It was Shaggy and Scooby. She hit Shaggy, then they met up with Fred and Velma, and the gang sees the Phantom for the first time. The Phantom says, "Leave now, you must pay." And Shaggy says, "Hey, how about 2 bits?" And Fred says, "Not that kind of pay." And they all run. Daphne finds a key with an inscription, "Second Passage of the Old Bell." They figure out that the old bell is a book, so they go to the library. They find the book, and they go to the second passage. The word catacombs is underlined. They head to the basement and find the door. The key unlocks. They send Scooby in to take a look around to see if it is safe. He says it is, and they find a room full of magic stuff. The gang once again encounters the Phantom. He chases them around the castle. Fred builds a trap using a suit of armor, a crossbow, a cannonball, and an old spring. Scooby is the bait. They dress Scooby in a coat, a mustache, and a black hat. Scooby is scared, so Fred says, "Think of Rin Tin Tin." Scooby is still scared, so Fred says, "How about John Wayne?" And Scooby gets confident hearing John Wayne. Scooby finds the Phantom and starts mocking him and sticks his tongue at him. The Phantom says, "You'll never escape me." Scooby falls in the trap, and the Phantom shows up and says, "Now I got you," to the rest of the gang. Well, Scooby falls on the Phantom and captures him. The gang unmasks the Phantom, and it is ex-magician Bluestone the Great. He came to Haunted Isle to find the hidden treasure of Vasquez treasure. The gang figure out how he did his tricks, except how he walked through a solid wall. Bluestone says that's one of his best acts, and he gives them one last performance. He used a projector and a trick mirrors to make it look like he walked through the wall. Velma says, "Mr. Bluestone, you're a great magician, but a bad Phantom."